With the introduction of D3 upgrades, we've started to see the arena being filled with maxed out characters, and today we're going to look at why this might not be the best idea for you. Diamond 3 upgrades were released on the 5th of March this year, and so that means it's been already 5 months since they joined Tacticus. In that time, we've seen a lot of players going as deep as they can with their teams, because mostly they've been focused on one of these 4 things with their characters: getting to the heights of guild raids, having overpowered characters for legendary events, having a great selection of powerful characters for guild wars, or just to show off your favourite characters. But one area I've been really surprised to see a lot of D3 characters appearing in is the normal arena. And the reason is simple: I feel like this is a complete waste of potential resources that could be going into your characters, and especially when the resource you're wasting is the #1 blocker in the game for progression right now, and that is XP. So let's dive into this together and look at why this may be a problem. The first thing that I want to show is the potential XP rewards for competing in Arena. To do this, I've recorded a season's worth of matches, which is 50, using my strongest non-D3 team, which consists of Revas, Thaddeus Noble, Ragnar, Mogan Ra, and Kalgar. And all of these matches were recorded from Monday to Saturday, and so don't have the double XP available on Sunday. In each match, I've recorded the following information: match difficulty from 1 to 4, and that is just equivalent to the number of skulls you see at the start of the match. 1 is easy, 2 is normal, 3 is hard, and 4 is very hard. Overall, I've played 11 matches at easy level, 13 matches at normal level, 13 matches at hard level, and 13 matches at very hard level. I've recorded the enemy power and my power. Then during the match, I've recorded the number of kills they have. Finally, at the end of the match, I've recorded whether they finish alive or dead, the amount of XP they receive, and whether I won or lost. I then calculated the average XP per match, the average XP per match for champions still alive at the end of the match, the average XP per match for dead champions at the end of the match, the average XP per match per kill for champions still alive at the end of the match, and the average XP per match per kill for dead champions at the end of the match. I played all the matches the same way by trying to win, and so with the same team composition and same effort, I hope this gives us a pretty good set of results. And so what have I learned? Let's start with the basics. The higher the difficulty, the more XP each character receives. The more kills a character gets, the more XP they get. If a character does damage without getting a kill, they do get more than not doing damage at all, but the XP for damage is less than the XP for kills. And if you die, you get a lot less XP. So let's have a look and see what we saw from the results. If you are wondering why there are yellow cells across my sheet, this just shows the highest XP gained in each category. And already we can learn something, as the highest XP gains for the characters all came from hard or very hard difficulty matches. In terms of how I performed overall, I won 44 out of 50 matches. Now I must admit that I started in Captain League but finished in the Chapter Master League. I usually play in the Captain League because it's easier for me to finish all my daily missions using arena battles, and because the Chapter Master League is filled with people wasting XP using D3 characters. Overall though, it's a pretty healthy win rate, and it shows that I was in the wrong league. My best character was Revas, who overwatched their way to 88 kills and 15,237 XP. But Mogan Ra was a pretty close second with 55 kills and 11,413 XP. Then Ragnar had a decent 41 kills and 7,907 XP, while Kalgar and Thaddeus had a lot less kills and less XP, both finishing around the 6,700 mark. If we look at the average XP I gained per match, it was a decent 192 XP overall, and that might seem like a tiny amount, but when you add it up over a season, it certainly starts to move the needle on your characters, especially if you're of a lower level. The average XP per alive characters was 247, while the average XP for dead characters was just 86, and that highlights again that it really pays to try and keep your characters alive in arena battles. Again, we can see that in the average XP per kill for alive and dead characters, where being alive would get you around 183 XP per kill, and being dead would only get you 112 XP per kill. So that's a lot of really interesting data that we can absorb. And now that we have an understanding of the XP gained, we can finally look at why this is important for you. Let's presume that you only play the 50 matches that you need to get to the final chest. If we take my overall average, then that means we get 192 XP per match. Over the 50 matches, then that is 9,600 XP per week. That's the equivalent of taking a character from level 1 to over level 21. But more interesting for me, imagine that you have a character at level 48 and are pushing to level 49. This takes 283,000 XP, so even with this very simple amount of XP, it'll bring your characters from level 48 to 49 in around 8 months of arena matches. That maybe doesn't sound that interesting for you, but when XP is so damn limited, why would you waste even a little bit of XP for your characters, especially for your lower level characters where the impact is much higher if you can survive, and more importantly, do damage or get kills. However, things can get even better though. If we only played in one very hard battles, then we could get something like 255 XP per match. Over the same 50 matches, that now gives us 12,750 XP per week, and that's already the equivalent of a free Codex of War per week just from XP gains alone. And that's the equivalent of taking a character from level 1 to level 23. And it would allow you to level a character from level 48 to level 49 in around 5 months of arena. And then of course things can get even better if you maximize your Sunday playtime. On Sundays you get double XP, and I've seen Revas hit over 1,000 XP per match where they've won, and that is not really something to be laughed at. So let's say that we get a maximum of 20 matches played on a Sunday, and the other 30 through the week, and that we only play very hard battles. That could give us a total XP of something around 18,000, and that's the equivalent of taking a new character to around level 25, and it would take you from level 48 to 49 in under 4 months. And remember, that's just for one character, but we are playing 5 characters, so you're really starting to save a chunk of XP by using non-D3 characters in Arena. However, perhaps there are some reasons for you to use D3s in Arena. These were some of the ones I could figure out. Maybe you don't care about XP gains because you have a lot of D3s already. You're trying to get a promotion and believe that it's really worth the XP loss to get up to the next league. You're trying to do as well as you possibly can in your current league and compete against the best there. Or you just want to have fun building and trying out new compositions with your new D3 characters. Outside of that though, I'm really struggling to understand why I'm seeing so many D3s in Arena, but perhaps you can all enlighten me as to the reasons. So with all that in mind, what should you be doing in Arena? My advice is simple. Firstly, always pick the highest difficulty level that you can manage to beat consistently. This is probably between 1.5 and 2 times your own power. Then do as much damage as you can with all your troops even if you don't get killed. This actually means that Psychers are a lot less useful than other damaging troops because of their lack of overall damage. Focus on killing characters over spawns as the characters are the ones that give you XP. And try and keep your troops alive as much as you can. The impact of death is huge in Arena for XP. And finally, Revas is a god in Arena, and I actually think that she should always be in your team until they've reached D3. And finally, for your own sake, stop using Diamond 3 characters in Arena because you're just wasting XP. And so that's everything for today. I just wanted to bring this topic to your attention and make sure that you're really thinking about how to maximize your character's levels, because nobody should be wasting a free Codex of War every week. If you agree or disagree, let me know below.